Hi there, welcome to Belt Friends. My name is Casey Hutchinson. I'm the president of Empire Rubber and Supply. And this is my podcast where I talk to various individuals who've been leaders in our industry. And today I'm blessed to be joined with Don Garner, owner, CEO of Nashville Rubber and Gasket, and also 2010 NIBA President. Don, thank you for joining me today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Grateful for it. To begin with, usually I ask to tell us about yourself and where you grew up, family, things that kind of predate the industry, because we'll get into that talk.
Good. I grew up in Marion, Ohio, and came down to Nashville, Tennessee to go to college. Back then it was a college, not a university. It was Lipscomb College. And majored in pre-law, minored in accounting. Vietnam was still going on. They were still drafting. And so Uncle Sam grabbed hold of me. Did not have to go to Vietnam. But went to boot camp. They sent me to some terrific training. They made a master machinist out of me.
Oh, wow.
Which has really helped tremendously with our company. Because I've got 3 companies, and 2 of them I've got full machine shops in. And I trained most of the guys initially on that. But anyway, I married my first wife, Pamela's my wife now, my first wife, Peggy. We were married 48 years. She passed away with cancer. And I started looking around. You go to the bars and everything, that's not a way to find a woman.
No, it's not.
So we got a big church, about 1,800 members. And I went there and we had 40 widows at church, so I could pick between 40 of them.
Oh, my goodness.
Which was a good choice, you know. And that's where Pamela and I met up, and she's been a sweetheart. We've been married 5 years now.
Congratulations.
And thank you. She's really good. She lost her husband. They were married 42 years.
Okay.
And she lost her husband, and so you know, life goes on. So you just take it as it comes.
Peggy and you had some kids, right?
Yes, we got a son, Jeff, who's he travels the world. He's an international clothing.
Oh, wow.
And he's doing a show in the Bridge in London right now that the King of London has approved, the only show that they've ever approved for the Tower of London.
Okay.
And he's putting it together right now. Melissa is Ryan's. Melissa's my daughter, and she's Ryan's wife. And Ryan Ezel is running my 3 companies for me, just doing a super job. And I just became a great-granddad.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I got 2 boys. And they're just months apart, and so that's a joy.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a lot going on there from a family standpoint. But yeah, we got a big family, and everybody seems to get along and love each other.
Well, that's all you can ask for.
You know, that's it. That's all you can.
So out of college, what did you do and once you got done with your service, what got you launched into?
I had to work myself through college. There was no money for any of us kids to go to college, so I had to work myself through. And I worked for a company named Athens Paper Company, and a fellow by the name of Don Jenkins, he owned it. And I did accounting work for it. I'd go in during school. I'd go in at night and do accounting work. And as not the best part of Nashville back then. And but I had a key, and I was the only one in there, and I'd spend hours just, putting sales reports together and all this stuff. But great training, great training. And then I went through about 8 or 9 different jobs. I couldn't find anything that just really excited me much.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us back then were struggling that way. And Walter Bates, who was the initial owner of Nashville Rubber and Gasket, hired me, and the first week I was out in the shop, didn't have a clue what they sold or anything, and then he puts me on the road. Well, in 3 years, I had tripled the territory.
Oh my!
And he and the general manager had a falling out, so he cut him loose, and he made me the general manager at the time. Now I was in my early 30s when that happened, and just kept working at it, learning more and more. And we wasn't really into building that much, but it was something that really excited me.
Yeah.
Was the building part. We had some guys who was really good in hose and hydraulics and all that bunch of stuff. And I got the machine shops going and whatever. But I started turning to not only the heavy duty belt, but the light duty belt also. And I learned a lot, and it paid off in dividends over the years. But Walter started the business in 1966. I came with him in 76, about 10 years later. And then the rest is kind of history. It just, I grew with the company, and, we've got 60 employees now. Ryan, he's my son-in-law, is now running the whole operation for me. After Peggy passed away, I just backed away from the company completely, and it was time. I'd been there 40-some years running the thing, and he loves it.
Yeah.
And you can tell. I can tell. You could tell.
I can tell.
If the person really enjoys what he's doing or if he doesn't. And he really does. And, we just have fun with it. Got 60 employees. Just a week or two ago, we retired another employee. Had been with me over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And I had a big party for him, and we just don't lose people. And so that's saying that Brian and them are doing a great job, And so that's kind of, where we keep growing. And I bought Chattanooga Rubber and Gasket here about 4 or 5 years ago.
Okay.
The guy there, he had one daughter, and she had a doctorate in pharmacy. She had no desire to get into the rubber business, So he calls me up one day. He said, "Don," he said, "I'm going to sell my business." I said, "Well, okay." He said, "But you're the only person I want to sell it to." Mm. So I gave him more for it than probably what it was worth, but it's been a good thing for them down there and whatever. So it's been fun. It's been fun years, and meet so many like you, great people who I just really enjoy being around and being with and talking to them about things. Now, I'm at the age now, I don't remember a lot of stuff. And they'll ask me a question, I don't know. That was before my time. But, I love to see we got so many young people coming up in the whole thing, which is really neat for our type of industry, I think.
Yeah.
And to have them and seeing the spark in their eyes and seeing them wanting to do, what we do and everything, it makes me feel proud, that I had a very small part in what's taking place. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Well, I'm going to carve into more of it, though.
Okay.
As you got in and you took that business over, I mean, you got to watch a lot of evolve and expansion of your abilities. You mentioned lightweight and heavyweight. I get fascinated because I, too, am a distributor, so my favorite is talking to other distributors and the battles waged that you go do, but you were full service. Would you go out and install belting in the field as well?
We got installation crews who go out, both heavy duty and light duty.
Okay.
What I found, and if you look at the numbers, it's really weird. You take a stone belt, a heavy belt, and I say heavy, 3/8 of an inch thick, something like that. And the cost on that is small compared to a little thin, like a food grade, white food grade belt. And that always amazed me. But you had this big heavy belt, and you're making a whole lot more money on the light duty belt than the heavy belt.
It's skinny but tremendously engineered for what it does.
Yeah. And so that kind of fascinated me and whatever. So, but the more I got into it, the more we bought. After Walter passed on, or after I bought him out, I started buying some new. We had some equipment there that was 60-something years old.
Yeah.
Now, we kept it running because, one, I was a machinist, and so I knew how it needed to be repaired and that type of thing. And we had some good machine shops there in town. But we never really had any new stuff. So we got some new stuff and did that. And my guy, I haven't lost any guys in the belt department either. They love it.
Oh, wow. It's not a common story. You probably heard of some rivals out there that've had a lot of turnover and that sort of thing.
Yeah, sure.
But you get this skill set, and boy, and you get the right people with this skill set, you don't want to let them go.
No. And you take good care of.
Mm-hmm.
We've always treated people like family, and you hear a lot of companies say that, but I think with us it's really true. Like David been with us over 40 years, and he was just happy to do that.
Yeah.
He said, I might come back and work a few days for you when you need someone. So, so that's a good thing. Yeah, we and like I said, Ryan is really bright.
How long's Ryan been doing this now?
I was trying to think. He's he was with me right before Peggy passed away, and she passed away in '99, and so Ryan was with me a couple of years.
Okay, so he's got almost 30 going for himself.
Yeah, he's been there about 10 years now.
Okay.
And when Peggy was going down, and I knew there was nothing we could do for her, I brought everybody together in the upper office and just brought them all together, and I said, I'm no longer going to be running Nashville Rubber. Ryan's your new boss, or is the new president of Nashville Rubber. He's going to be running things. If you have any questions or anything, just talk to him. Well, it first 2 or 3 days, I was getting question after question. So what I started doing, I said, well, what did Ryan say?
Yeah.
And they said, well, we didn't ask. I said, whatever he says, do.
Yeah. If you didn't push it back that way, it would never get Garner.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the way that worked, and I said we've been very fortunate the way things have worked out for us.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you spawned a good family and a good business, so the two going hand in hand only makes sense. So when you say you have other businesses, I mean, outside of the walls of Nashville Rubber, you have...
I've got another business called Dixie Packing and Seals.
Okay.
And what it does, it sells packing and mechanical seals for the utilities and that type of thing. And I know this sounds chauvinistic, but a number of years ago, before Ryan even came there, I was noticing the drivers delivering for the automotive industry, and all of them were young, cute young ladies, and very personable and whatever, and they delivered the stuff. And the price was the same there as if you had some grubby ankle guy doing it. Mm-hmm. So I ended up hiring 3 ladies. I call them ladies, but they'll take a hydraulic hose, put it in her hand, take it back here, and get it hydraulic hose. They can make them themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And our counter business was already doing great. It really increased, quite a bit from that standpoint. So with Dixie Packing and Seals, with that, I've got 2 young ladies who just take care of that, and they've got customers that they take care of, and some of those seals cost several $1,000s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're all stainless, so, cadmium plated, all this bunch of stuff. And so it's just kind of a side thing we've been doing for years and years and years. And so we're just kind of keeping it up.
Yeah, well, it's lucrative and only makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah. But that's it. I'm not one to go into other companies or other things. That's not me.
Yeah.
I like to stay with what I know, what I feel comfortable with.
Well, and to do it right, you don't want to spread yourself too thin trying to manage too many different creatures along the way, I would imagine.
Well, Ryan probably could. I'm at the age I just didn't want to do it anymore.
You've earned that right.
Yeah, I've been there and done that.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun ride all the way through.
Yeah.
And it's been remarkable and fun to watch the growth of the people. I've got all my outside salesmen have been with me 20, 30, 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And, and they have no plans of doing anything else.
So that speaks volumes. That's really good.
Yeah.
So I imagine, now you're kind of in a retirement role of yourself. I mean, maybe a pinky toe touching in the water a little bit, but...
Well, if we go to a nice convention and whatever, Pam and I'll come and just enjoy it. I enjoy the people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just kind of a getaway for us and whatever. And it does keep my finger a little bit on the tab of, what's going on in the industry. And, every once in a while, Ryan will, want to sit down and we'll talk about different things and what I think and whatever. But when it's all said and done, at the end of the day, it's his decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you put that power in his lap for good reason.
Yeah.
So you touched on the subject. Here we are at the National Industrial Belting Association convention this year. And you've had some history with this organization for some time with your business. Tell us about that. It led to to your presidency in 2010?
Kind of one of those deals you weren't expected to do it. We're involved in a group called RAGCO. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
Explain that to our audience.
Yeah, RAGCO.
Okay.
And what it's made up is a number of stores that are privately owned that guys like myself have been involved with for years. A lot of grew up together. I mean, we got 50-some stores now around the country. It's a buying deal. In other words, where we're able to get our own special prices on things.
Okay, so that's where you would go to a large provider of goods to all of you guys and garner a better deal.
Yeah, and that's what we try to do, and we've been very successful with it. And I was president of that several different times. Ryan's been president of it. We just kind of roll it around and get people involved in it, and that type of thing. But it's been a good thing for all of our stores, from that standpoint. But as far as NIBA goes, there was a guy in one of the stores, I think is Lafayette Rubber and Gasket, that was going to try to make headway in NAHAD, which is the Hose Association.
Yes.
And then they wanted me, because I knew building, to work with NIBA and see if I can, get more influence with NIBA. And influence, what I'm saying there is just pick up on it, do some different things that are coming. I wasn't trying to become president at all. And so I did my thing. The other guy got backed away. He said, "This is too much to work."
Yeah.
But I'm glad I did. I met a lot, just like you, a lot of fine people, good Christian people that are just good to be around, and they know the industry, and that's impressive,
Yeah.
And so I've learned a lot from being associated with NIBA tremendously, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And so that's the way that all developed.
But you climbed through different meeting groups and got involved with being part of committees and
Right.
that sort of thing. That you said you weren't wanting to lean towards presidency, but
Tom Crandall, I don't know if he's even still alive or not, but he was the one that talked me into joining.
yeah.
NIBA. And I thought the world of Tom, and I could tell he had got some stuff out of NIBA that seemed like it'd be worthwhile for us to do. And so, one thing led to another, and they put me on one of the committees, and I ended up on the what's the biggest committee, the technical committee.
Oh, yeah.
5 years.
5 years on technical.
Yeah, it was only supposed to be a 3-year gig.
Yeah. They duped you for more.
And that wasn't fair. That was the toughest. I mean, I still got notes in my office at home.
Yeah.
All the stuff we did on that thing. But it was a good training.
Amen.
Great training. And with just a lot of good people. When you go to the meetings away from the convention, in the first part of the year, and see everybody and how hard they actually work and really get involved in it. Says a whole lot, I think, for where NIBA's at and where it's going.
Yeah. Well, you were kind of part of some of the building blocks of where it's turned into now. I mean, I know that they've got a lot more technical gadgets and things like that they take advantage of.
Which I don't.
But boots on the ground is the old school method of really getting in there and learning about it. And I'm glad that they took the time to get that from you. You know, I think it's vital, Don.
It's been a fun thing all the way through. I can't think of a bad thing that's ever taken place with my association with NIBA or the people involved in it.
Yeah. Well, even as distributors, I think it's fun that we get to sit down at even a dinner table with somebody that, you know, we're just meeting and kind of share war stories and, you know, not step on each other's toes so much, but kind of learn from where the other's been.
And it's fascinating, especially some of these young bucks, the amount of talent they got. Well, you're one of them. How much talent that they have, and they already know, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow. It takes me a while to pick up on things.
Well, you've earned this right, you know. Everything's supposed to be slower for you nowadays.
You know, it is. And I plan on coming to the NIBA things as long as the good Lord lets me, you know, health's okay and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, grateful to see you again. I was grateful for one, too, to speak outside of NIBA, but other opportunities that this industry lends, and I'm sure you could speak to others because of your involvement with your other businesses. But you and I were both elected to the Flexco Distributor Advisory Council, and that's where I first met you, is getting to be on a more focused group and talk about the use of Flexco's products and where we're winning, where we're losing, if we could seek other opportunities to look at it differently together. And I thought that was vital, that they kind of bled off of what you and I knew and what we could share, but also get to know one another a little bit too.
I think that was a smart thing for a lot of the manufacturers, because they all started doing it about the same time.
Yeah.
And I think when it's all said and done, I was on 7
Oh, wow.
different.
Yeah.
You know, I was on Goodyear's, Flexco's, Habesits, and there's several more.
Yeah.
Advisory council, and which to me was kind of flattering to me that they wanted me to be on it. But then I got so much more out of it than because the guys you were talking to that are on those councils are some of the head guys of their companies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, you just, if you can't learn from somebody, you got problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got to be willing to put an ear to the ground, you know, because you can't just keep, you know, presuming that everyone's happy with what you're doing for them, you know, to reel them in like that. I think that was vital too. I felt a lot of what you felt too. It was very humbling, you know, to have that opportunity, but tremendously rewarding when those opportunities come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And any time it happens, you're still at a young age. At any time it happens, go for it.
Sink my teeth into it. I will. Well, and I've heard this quote a few times, but I'd swear you're the one to coin it back to NIBA. But what is it you say? If you're not in NIBA, you're not in belting. I remember hearing that from you, Don, and that.
I probably did.
I like that one.
But yeah, like I said, it's just been a very enjoyable run all the way through.
Yeah. Well, I imagine that it's not just the people you've worked, rivals or vendor reps, relationships you've garnered over the years. I imagine you have customers you can't throw away either that you've garnered some relationships with over your years in the business too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of comes with the territory.
Oh, absolutely. It goes beyond the sale.
And I've never been one to competitor of ours or whatever, try not to speak poorly of any of them, and because each of them's got a story to tell, and each of them, I think, are very good at what they do, or they wouldn't be doing it. Now, there's some out there that it's just a job, and they're going to do it for a few years until they find something else.
Yeah.
I understand it. And you're seeing more of that with the younger people.
Yeah, they'll hop through a job pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's just it. Job. Difference between job and career of what
Yes.
we've made of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Well, I always ask when you're not doing this, is one of my questions, what's Don do when he's not doing this work, but you're retired now? So it's probably a different lens than I would ask most people, but every time I'm around you, you're always having fun. So I can't imagine your time away from the convention isn't as rewarding in retirement.
It really is.
Good.
I enjoy the people. Some of them I've known for years and years and years. One of the biggest hoots Pamela and I had was when everybody came to our house a few years ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And, we had presidents meeting in our house.
Oh, awesome.
And we just had, they tore the place up, and we had a good.
Well, you did it right.
But we had and Pamela is, she sees how much I love it, still love it, and in the business as a whole, and she gets a thrill out of it. Her first husband was a pharmaceutical sales. He was a drug pusher.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So completely different. He wore suits to work every day.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had a suit on. So everything's different. But if you really enjoy what you've done in the past, and you think you've maybe accomplish some things, maybe down the road you can help some people on things and whatever. And I never offer advice unless someone asks me.
Yeah.
They got their own company, they're going to do it their own way, and that's fine.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
In the simplest form, be happy and enjoy what you're doing. People that hate going into work every day, I don't see how they do it.
Yeah.
And so I've always tried to do that.
Yeah.
And I think I have. And when you're around good colleagues and good products, and as you know, with the industry, it's really been changed a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And now you go to the convention, you see more light duty belt out there than you can shake a stick at. And you don't see that much of the heavy stuff. There's just a few players now that really get involved in it, and they don't make any money on it, or very little.
It's a tougher market, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more specialized in the lighter stuff, for sure. Well, I'm sure that the happiness that you kept in doing the work you were doing thrived a good culture at your company, too. Or else Ryan wouldn't be sticking it out either, but it was probably a good pitch to him along the way.
Ryan loves what he's doing.
Good.
And I can tell it in his eyes.
Yeah.
And he and Melissa are just happy, and they're grandparents now, and it's fun to watch them grow up, but I mean they're grown, and he knows stuff I never even thought about knowing.
Yeah. That's cool. That's got to be rewarding.
Oh, it's good. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, okay. We're getting towards the end of the interview, and I appreciate you being here. I always like torturing people with a few questions along the way, and I say torture. I've been trying to get better at this because I've asked a few questions of, wait a sec, that's not fair. You can't even answer it for yourself. So I'll keep it simple. Is there, for instance, is there a nickname that you were ever given that been a handle for you that you like, or a nickname that you've ever been given that you don't like?
Everybody just all the grandkids, and we got a pool at the house, and during COVID, they shut down all the pools at the different country clubs.
Oh, yeah.
Shut them down.
Yeah.
I opened ours up to the neighborhood.
Oh, good for you.
And so I've got a bunch of little kids that learned how to swim in our pool. So every one of them calls me Mr. Don.
Mr. Don, okay.
And of course, I've been Don my whole life. So I never really had any names other than that.
Okay. Well, how did Mrs. Pam
well,
feel
that
about
I know about.
I couldn't imagine, Don. I couldn't imagine. So how did Mrs. Pam feel about leaving the pool open for the kids?
She didn't quite understand it at first, and now she loves it.
Awesome.
We got too big a house, but we got a big house, and we got 3 bedrooms upstairs, and we keep them all. And anybody that wants to come to Nashville and stay with us, they can. It's like a bed and breakfast that didn't cost you a dime.
Oh, wow.
And so, come anytime.
Oh, thank you.
I'm serious.
I know Kimberly would love that. That's very kind of you.
We've done it numerous times, and she gets a kick out of that. She loves to serve and wait on people and that type of thing. Both of us are real involved in church work and that type of thing, and that's another phase that I think we as a couple needs to be involved in, and that's what we do.
Bless you for that. I know when we were at the convention, everyone hopes that you would say the opening prayer.
Well,
they hit you up this time around?
Michael's got on it. He gave me a note. He said, I forgot to let you know, but he said, I knew you were going to be here, and I knew you'd say the prayer. He said, just plan on saying the prayer every time, unless you're not going to be here at the convention. I think I'll just memorize a few lines and let it go.
Well, it means a lot that they still hold on to that tradition, but it means a lot.
I like to see that. I was in the military, so I'm big on the American flag and that type of thing. And we won't get into politics, but you probably know where I stand on that.
Yeah.
And it's been a good life.
Good. Well, you deserve the best in it, and I'm glad it's an easier street for you now. You deserve to just come enjoy, put on a pair of shorts, and just roam at your own leisure. And I know you're gonna bump into 10 friends on every jaunt down a hallway, but that's.
Well, isn't that what all of us dream about doing now? Or not dream, but okay, one day. It might be 40 years. With me, it's 40-some years. Well, I still own a company, so 50-some years. But being able to say, yeah, I don't have to be involved in it. It's taken care of and whatever. I can just sit back and watch it grow.
Yeah.
And I get enjoyment out of that.
Well, it's like kind of like your baby, almost in a way. You would want to see it continue to grow and thrive.
Yeah.
How rewarding.
It
Don, thank you for doing this today. This means a great deal to me.
Well, hopefully, if you need to cancel out all of it, I understand.
No, not at all, not at all. But I'm grateful to have you here today, and grateful to share your story too.
Well, thanks for having me. Love you, man.
Love you too. Well, with that, we've killed nearly a good perfect hour together. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us today, and thank you, Dawn, for joining me today. And I'd like to thank George with New Wave Studios for making it out to the convention, and he's going to take some pretty pictures for us all to share, and keep helping me doing this, I guess, wherever we decide to set up camp to do this. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job, George.
Thank you. All right. That wasn't so bad.